Generating wealth is a mindset. You ever wonder why people who win the lottery, they go broke within like the next year, 2 years? They spend it all and then they're even worse off than when they got that money, right? Then they were talking about how winning the lottery was the worst thing that ever happened to them, right? And it's because money does not change who you are, and money cannot change your programming. Those people who became broke, they had a poor mindset, and because of that, the money amplified it. All the money does is just amplify who you are. If you got a poor mindset, that money gonna amplify it. But if you got a rich mindset, you gonna amplify the money. That's what I'm saying. So what's good with y'all, man? YouTube, it's your boy GLX, and in this video, I'm gonna be explaining to y'all the psychology of not just generating wealth, but keeping that wealth. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the video, y'all. Let's get right into it, man. The first step, you need to reprogram your mind. Now, what we just talked about, the lottery winners, they had a poor mindset, right? Understand that your thoughts shape your spending habits, but also your thoughts shape your attraction habits too. So you need to be on a high financial frequency. You need to change your financial frequency. What that means is, I know a lot of y'all don't know what that means. So what that means is, let's say, for example, you work a job where you make $20 an hour, and like possibly you work like 40 hours, you get paid like, is that $600 per week? I don't know too much about that, right? But let's say you get paid $600 per week, and your mind is accustomed to saying, okay, I'm supposed to work this many hours and get this much money. I'm only supposed to get this much per week, $600 per week. That's my normal. That's how much I'm supposed to get. So then now, let's say you start doing something else on the side and you start making $1,000 per week. Your mind is gonna see that and be like, that's weird. That's not right. We don't make that type of money. Us as a person, we don't make that type of money. So what your mind is gonna do is spend that money subconsciously, and you won't even realize it until it's gone. Until all you have left is $600 per week. And it's because your mind will subconsciously think that you're over making what you're supposed to make. Because your mind accepts that $600 per week is how much you're supposed to make. You have a financial ceiling in your mind and you don't even know it. So you need to tell yourself that, first of all, you need to stop thinking that trading your time for money is the only way to get rich, or is the only way to even make money. Because first of all, trading your time for money will not make you rich. Let's just get that out of the way. Your time for money will not make you rich. So you need to, first of all, cut that working for money and trading your time for money is the way to get rich. Cut that out. And second of all, you need to open up your financial, what do I call it? Your financial thermostat. What that means is you need to have a higher tolerance for money and say I should be able to get this much in a day, in a week, and that's attainable. For example, you should be thinking instead of making $20 an hour, you should be thinking you know what? What's the reason that's stopping me from making $1,000 per hour, or $10,000 per hour, or $1 million today, or even $1 million per hour? You feel me? What's stopping me from making that much? That's how you should be thinking. Not saying you won't get to $1,000 per hour, or you will get to $1,000 per hour, but you should be at least thinking that way. Because there's a saying, if you reach for the stars, you'll at least hit the moon. If you reach for the stars, you'll at least hit the moon. What that means is, if your goals are up here and you're trying to get there, you'll at least get to up here. If you fail from going to here, feel me, you'll at least reach up here. You feel me? Which is eons better from where you were down here. If you're down here and you want to get to up here, if you fail going up there, you can at least reach up here, at least halfway. You feel what I'm saying? Let's keep it pushing. The next topic, right? Stop watching life through the lens of a consumer and start watching life through the lens of a producer. What that means is, y'all ever gone to the store for one thing and one thing only? Probably a bag of chips, some soda, the new game, some cleaning things, anything, right? You go to the store and you're trying to get that one specific thing. And you think to yourself, okay, I'm going to buy this thing because that's what I need right now. I'm going to spend my money on this, right? That's not a bad way to think of it, but that's a consumer mindset. Because you're thinking, you're thinking, I found this item, I'm going to spend my money for that item. That item I'm spending my money for the item, right? But instead, you should be thinking, how, you basically, like think of it like this, right? That same item that you're going to the store for, somebody owns that item. A person just like you owns that item. Somebody who's just like you, who grew up, who was born and grew up like, I'm not saying they grew up the same as you, but like they grew up, right? They live, they breathe, they die, they bleed just like you and me. They own that item that you're going to purchase. You're going to spend your money to make them rich. Somebody else owns that item. You should be thinking to yourself, how could I get in that situation to where somebody's coming to spend money for my item, for an item that I made or item that I'm producing, and someone's going to spend money for it. That's the producer's mindset. Thinking to yourself, they made this much money because of an item that they produced. How can I get into that level? How can I reach that level in the game where I can be able to produce items that people spend thousands, millions of dollars for? You feel what I'm saying? Because that product made them rich. And if it made them rich, why can't it make you rich? Why can't it make me rich? That's how you should be thinking about it. Why can't I get rich from doing the same thing he did? If he's a human being just like me, he lives and breathes and he dies and he bleeds, why can't I do that thing? You feel what I'm saying? And that brings you to my next point, right? Solve problems and find pain. Money has no value, right? First of all, I've said this in a video before, and I'm going to say this again. Money has no value. But the value we put on money is in the things that we can trade it for. For example, right, if you went to the store, again, I'm going to use the store as an example, right? You went to the store and you bought a bag of chips. You would think that it's the money that you pay for the chip that's more valuable, but it's the chips. Because you saw something you wanted and you gave money for it. Money has no value. Money is a receipt for value. Think of money as a receipt for value, because if for example, if I sold a car for $10,000, the car is the value, not the money. The money just shows how much it's worth. But the money has no real value until I buy something else that has worth. So the value is not in the money we get. The value is in the things we buy, or the skills that we buy for, the skills that we spend money to buy, the skills that we spend money to buy, the skills we spend money to learn as well. That's the real value. Understand that $100 bill has no more value than what you buy for it. It actually has less value because it's just a piece of paper. But it's the items or the skills we can buy for the money. Now, what that means is you need to have skills that can generate you money. And how you get skills that generate you money is finding problems that you can solve. For example, how many of y'all have said something along the lines of, like, sometime in your life, y'all have said something along the lines of, damn, I wish this thing was here. I wish XYZ was here. I wish I could do XYZ. I wish I could do da-da-da-da. You feel what I'm saying? Every invention of mankind was made based off of somebody else who said that. Every invention who made somebody rich was based off of a lot of people who said that. I'm trying to think of an example, like immediate example, right? Let's go with like gaming computers, right? Gaming computers were made because of the games that required so much RAM, so much data, so much this and that. So people were wishing that they had more RAM in their PC, they had more graphics, this and that. They had more, space to store all the games. So people invented gaming PCs to hold all that stuff for the games. So there was a problem in the market. People having no space to store the games. So people come up with a solution, which was the gaming PCs that had a lot of storage, a lot of RAM and this and that to store the games. And that is a perfect example of finding hurt or pain or problems in the market and using that to get rich. Those people are millionaires, right? Now, another example actually is finance videos like this one, right? Because a lot of y'all probably searched up how to get rich, how to make money, how to do this and that with money in YouTube, right? And then YouTube recommended y'all videos about explaining finance, right? Now understand that the problem is y'all, people are broke. I'm just keeping it being, right? People are broke. So they want to get money, so they want to get rich, so they search up how to get rich, how to make money, this and that. Because people have a problem, the pain is being broke. So now you search that up and then people give you the solution, which is information about how to get rich, how to stop being broke. So now they get rewarded because you're watching them and they're getting AdSense. So now they're getting rich. They got like millions of views on this. So now they're getting rich and you're getting your solution. They're solving a problem which is being broke. And then they're getting rich off of it. And the reason they're solving these problems is because they have skills. The skill of talking to people. The skill of knowing what to say. The skill of editing. The skill of making a thumbnail, a title. All this stuff plays an important role into what YouTube videos get pushed out and what videos make money. You feel me? And also they have to get the knowledge about this stuff too. So really, it depends on the skills and the knowledge you have to find hurt in the market to solve it. So essentially, you need to find skills that can solve a problem. That's how you get rich. And the best way to do that is books. One of the best ways to do that is books. Reading books is going to get you so many skills and so much knowledge. Like, it's going to be like night and day. You feel me? But that's all I got for y'all this video, man. This might be a shorter one, but I appreciate y'all watching the video, man. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what videos y'all want to see next. That's all I got for y'all. Peace, man.